Good morning, church. Good morning. So I think the question is, how did I end up here, right? It's like, besides not being able to say no to certain folks, and the fact that my husband, Steve, says when things like this happen, I'm the one that has to talk. Say hi to Steve back there. But the real question is, how did I end up here, right? And when I started thinking about my Caldwell journey so far, I remembered what y'all meant to me and Steve over the years. Before we even set foot inside this place, the more I thought about it, the more I kept thinking of the fact that I knew you before you met me. Let me say that again. I knew you before you met me. And it really meant everything. What do I mean by that? Over the years, seeing Caldwell in the community, showing up, always leading with love, always sharing the well with the community, and letting folks know they're welcome if they're ever thirsty. God invites, we welcome all. Right? Before you met me, I got to know you. I got to know you through the members I've cherished. I see some folks here. Some folks that aren't here anymore, like Johnny Johnson, this guy, right? I saw you at events like the AIDS Walk Charlotte. I saw you at the Crop Walk. I saw you at Charlotte Pride. I was invited in by you, allowing community groups that I was involved with to use your space. I saw you out in the streets taking a stand for social justice. I felt the love, and so yes, I knew you before you met me. I definitely knew who you were. Your actions and love and an invitation from a certain someone brought Steve and I formally in the doors on Christmas Eve this past year, and once in the doors, I knew where we belonged. Your actions of love I witnessed over time were crystallized and we were welcomed. You know, sometimes the process of getting somewhere might take some time, but the journey and the result are sure worth it. I firmly believe that Caldwell, being lovingly visible in the community and allowing people to see who we are, is imperative. After all, it's what got me here and how I got to know you. Even if the folks that see us never set foot in this building, seeing our actions allows folks to feel safe and loved. It brings the well to them and lets them know that the church can be a place for them. As we think about our mission at Caldwell, how we impact people and the actions I saw all those many years, I know the work in the community needs to continue. And we all know what it takes to sustain and grow many programs and outreach. It takes more than passion. It does take capital. So with that, I encourage you to join me in making a pledge so we can continue to build on this important work. Help us reach our goal to increase pledges by 4.5%. If you haven't already, go to your email and you've received and pledge so we can continue to bring the well to others. And that they, like what happened with me, they can know us before we meet them. Thank you.
Well, I'll start by saying I'm glad I had Brad go first. I'm Chris Vogel, for those that don't know me. My journey at Caldwell began over a decade ago, about 13 years, thanks to the incomparable Johnny Anderson Johnson that Brad referenced. He is solely and only responsible for getting me in these doors and for my eventual formal joining of the church. I had dabbled in some church shopping. I think everyone probably in these pews could somewhat relate to that. I started at Siegel Avenue many moons ago, St. Peter's, as a Reformed Catholic, Myers Park Baptist, and lastly, Elevation, believe it or not. Which, kudos to Elevation, they actually do a lot of really good outreach. At any rate, I digress. Nothing seemed to be a fit. Walking through the doors at Caldwell hit completely different from day one. I rambled on and on at brunch to Johnny and Linda Ellen and a few other folks that were in service that day about a host of, I was so excited they were probably sick of me by the end of brunch, but the relatability of the message, and it was John happened to be preaching that day, and sense of welcoming and community. Churches claim that they're welcoming. They're not, on the most part. We are the exception in a lot of cases, I feel. Sorry. I was sold on this church from the minute I walked in the doors, but I didn't commit. I'd like to do a little bit of a slight affirmation on these next few statements that I make, if you wouldn't mind. When I say I came to the well, I would like you all to say Caldwell, and Brad will point to you when it's time to do that. These are very brief statements, but in 2013, I lost my mother after a long, battle with COPD. I came to the well. In 2015, I myself battled with a host of addiction and personal demons. I came to the well. In 2016, my rock, my mentor, also my father, passed at 90 years of age. John Cleghorn, who had only met him once, performed the most beautiful, impactful service for my father who did not want a service. 120 of his softball friends from Sun City showed up in their jerseys in this sanctuary and had the choir sing a beautiful, roaring tribute. To this day, the family that flew in, my dear non-church friends, rave about the packed house service. I came to the well. 10 weeks ago today, my house went up in flames, literally and figuratively. I lost everything I owned, including my beloved three four-legged children, George, Louise, and Mr. Bentley. The Jeffersons. To be completely frank, I asked, why did God spare me? I really didn't want to go on for that first couple of days. John Cleghorn called me, and I came to the well. Not one time have I entered this building or left this building without a clear directive as to my purpose and the imperative of spreading God's grace and love to the outside world. Not one time have I not found community and love amongst the people in these pews. I ask that you all, in honor of this wonderful church family that we have, consider making your pledges by next Sunday. John drove it through pretty hard in our meeting before church. I know I've done my part. We would ask if you're able to do your part as well. In closing, the storms will come, the clouds will roll, but church, together, we can see the sun peeking through the clouds. The storm's almost gone.